Hello. Oh, oh. Give me 1 minute. I'm rushing. I'm rushing. Give me a sec. Oops. Oh dear. Hello, hello. I'm coming. I'm just catching up here. There we go. Okay. There. You're probably wondering why I am now going more live more often in the vertical. It's because I've discovered it's easier to take clips. Did I already tell you that? Did I tell you that in the last time we talked? I can't remember. It's easier to take clips. Okay. And my hair is wet, so that's why it looks wet. And I was going to go live today for the purpose of opening all the gifts I have been sent by fellow HBICs. And my intention was to do that now, but because I know I'm going live for a limited time, because we need to leave. He'll be home shortly, and then we're taking off. So I'm like, you know what? I'll try to go live again this weekend, and we'll open the shit then. Yeah, so that I can chit chat with you now. That makes sense. Okay. Hello. How are you, Lisa? This was kind of like a last minute thing. Oh, thank you, Susie. Thank you very much. My hair's wet though, for the most part. We're doing some Halloween activity tonight, because that's what I like, is Halloween stuff. So how is everyone on this fabulous Friday? What's up, Hawkeyes? Thank you, Patrick. Bad Kitty, I have been thinking about you all day. And the little message you sent me in the group today. I haven't checked it yet, but that's probably the best little message I've ever received in my life. Oh, Lord. At least you were aware of it. Desandra Thrasher, thank you very much. Hi, Kim. I am really struggling a little bit with third party telling me what to do, and my SP is holding divorce papers over my head again, and I'm scared. Whoa, 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 whoa. What do you mean third party's telling you what to do? Can you explain? How is a third party telling you what to do? We do not take orders from third party bitches. What's going on with that? What do you mean? I want more details. Yeah. Oh, hell no. Who are you? Who are you being? We don't take orders. Especially if I'm a damn third party. She's literally telling me that I can't talk to him anymore. Oh, she's not the boss, is she? Who's the boss? Are you the boss? Whose reality is it? Is it her reality? It's not her reality. Your reality. Okay? Okay? Can I make that more clear? This is your reality. You do not take orders from her. Ever. And listen, don't get caught up if SP's like, I can't talk. I can't talk. Yeah, you can, and yeah, you will. Okay. So first, that's right off the top, Desandra. We do not take orders from third parties ever. Okay, she can flap her gums. I'm not telling you to have an argument. All right, we're not promoting violence, but I'm saying disregard. Okay, disregard. No thanks, heifer. You don't tell me what to do. Okay, I'm the boss of my reality. Thank you very much. Okay, that's a first. And as far as SP holding divorce papers over your head again. Okay, I'm going to say something that probably sounds flippant and not very nice, but it's really not coming from a mean place. So frickin' what? So what? So what? And this is why I'm saying it like that. He's holding divorce papers over your head. So, whose reality is it? It's yours. It is yours. You are probably seeing the divorce papers as finality, as if the divorce, listen, we literally had one of these examples in one of the past live streams. Who cares what he says about the divorce papers? He's not manifesting in your reality. You are. Those divorce papers are only in the equation because at one time you probably had a belief of not being good enough or not feeling good enough, not enough to keep a marriage or not enough to keep a man. What terrible things we say to ourselves. Okay? So that manifested. But the divorce and the divorce papers, you're probably looking at through the eyes of fear, through the eyes of old self. You're seeing it as finality. You're seeing that if this divorce goes through, I can't have what I want. And none of that is true. You're thinking literally. We are not controlled by circumstances. Now, don't listen. I'm not saying that because I'm perfect and circumstances never bother me. I'm saying I've learned a hard lesson that circumstances do not determine who we are. When we let circumstances control us, it keeps us trapped as an old version of self, and therefore keeps us trapped in a reality we don't want to be in. So we become fearless to our 3D. Okay, bitch, hang those divorce papers over my head. I do not care. Because you're coming back to me. And you're going to be married to me. So even if the divorce goes through, you're coming back and we're married. We're totally getting married. It's nothing is going to come in between you and your manifestation. Now, granted, I know that's easy for me to say sitting on this side. I know. But I'm also talking from a little bit of experience. We don't let circumstances tell us who we are. I don't call everyone HBIC for no reason. It's because we're the boss. So I know it's scary. I know it's probably frightening. It's probably uncomfortable. And then on top of it, we got third party thinking she's coming in and setting down some rules. But honey, that's getting to you because there's a part of you that's listening. There's a part of you letting this bitch run the show. This is your reality. We're going to do whatever we want. And if we want our marriage back, then we're going to stand in the decision to be the version of ourselves that has exactly what we want. And if what we want is to be married to that man, then that's who we are going to decide we are. And we are going to be like Teflon when it comes to the third party. We don't give a shit what she has to say. She's fucking meaningless. She's meaningless. Seriously. Meaningless. Okay? That has got me so angry. Don't you dare feel like you got to take orders from a third party. That's really no different, like when divorces happen and step parents come into the equation, and step parents want to start, telling the opposite parent how to run their relationship with their kid. And I have never jived with things like that. You need to remember who you are, Desandra. You're the HBIC of your reality, okay? You are. Not some dumb heifer. And that's really what she is. She's a dumb heifer. Okay? Don't let people outside of you control you. Hell no. Oh, honey. No. I'm going to do whatever I want. That's the attitude you're going to have. That's the attitude you're taking today. I'll do whatever I want. And if I want to text or call him every 3 minutes, I'm going to do it. And you're going to do nothing about it. You're going to try to do something about it, but I don't care about you. I'm not afraid of you. You're nothing to me. Okay? You got to take that attitude. Again, you don't have to go take action. You don't have to say anything like I'm being sassy and saying, you don't have to be like me, right? It's easy for me to run my mouth. It might not be easy for you to. That's okay, but you can in here. You can run your mouth up here. I'm the head bitch in charge of my reality. I'm going to do whatever I want. And what I want is to be married to that man. So I'm going to have that man. And you're going to do nothing about it. Okay? That's what's going on in here. You're going to do nothing about it. You're going to shut up. You're going to sit down. Okay? And you're going to get away from my husband because I say so. That's who I'm being. I'm being the version of myself that has my husband back. That's who I am. You got to remind yourself that's who you are. Teflon to the 3D, honey. Okay? Oof, that's got me all sorts of riled up. I feel like a third party has just texted me and tried to boss me around. Okay? Who cares? He blocked you, so what? He's going to unblock you. Okay? We are not afraid of being blocked. We do not let the 3D control us. Listen, come on, let's keep it real. When we lose our shit because the 3D's farting sideways, what are we doing? We're choosing to be a limited version of ourselves. Okay? Yes, Hawkeyes. You got 3P shaking in her boots, girl. Yeah, as you should. Step into your power. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Okay? Why are you panicking? You're panicking as old self. What are you panicking over, sweetie? What are you panicking over? You afraid of circumstances? Circumstances don't control you. You're looking at that 3D logically and literally. That's what you're doing, and that's why you're panicked. That's all it is. That's the only reason why you feel that way, is you're looking at it literally. And granted, I know it sucks when the 3D isn't the way we want it. I know it sucks. I know it can be hard to get your head out of it. I know. But I'm telling you that if you would return to your decision, okay? Return to that decision. This is going to be a whole lot of nothing in no time. And she's going to feel pretty friggin' dumb. Dumb. Okay? She's going to feel dumb. All right? But a word of advice, okay? Put the focus on you being with your person. Out of instinct, I think that people think that I'm going to affirm for third party to go away. I'm going to affirm for third party to go away. And it's your reality. You can do whatever you want. Okay? But I'm going to be honest with you. That's more than likely going to prolong third party being in the equation. The quicker we remove them out of our awareness, which is not easy at first, but the quicker we become less bothered by their existence. And we become less bothered by knowing who we are and what we have the ability to do. The quicker we get them out of the awareness, the quicker we get them out of the 3D, period. Okay? Yes, people that block you are obsessed with you, for real. And they always end up unblocking, darling. They always unblock. Always. Hawkeyes, thank you very much. Overall, zhuzh, just feeling in a funk for no reason. Oh, girl. You're feeling in a funk? That sucks, especially when there's no reason. Ugh, that's the worst. That's the worst. Is there anything in particular that is, that you'd like to be zhuzhed about? Is there a subject area you want to zhuzh in? Or just overall being a badass bitch zhuzh? Everyone has I would like to hear a Mountain Dew zhuzh. Been struggling the past few days for no reason. That twat named Fear likes to pop up every now and then. I know. So, all right. when we get fearful thoughts, what power do they really have? None. Fearful thoughts are, like I said in my channel membership today, fearful thoughts and thoughts in general are just thoughts. Fearful thoughts coming into our mind doesn't mean something's wrong. You, Hawkeyes, being in a funk doesn't mean something's wrong. And it doesn't mean that your manifestation game needs a tweak. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means you're having a funk. That's all. Because we are having a 3D body that functions in a 3D world. And this body is like a computer, always letting us know it's in its feels. Whether it's in its neutral feels, sad feels, funk feels, happy feels, anxious feels. It's just signaling. It's just signaling. But it's also a part of the 3D. So when you make a decision of who you want to be, your body may not instantly feel better. Oh, it's awesome when it does. But sometimes it doesn't instantly change. But that doesn't mean that you didn't hop to the reality that you want to be in by making your decision. See what I'm saying? So just because you're in a funk today, okay, that doesn't have to mean anything, right? We used to say that ego was providing the fearful thoughts. Well, I think that that is now a limited belief. You know, ego is just another layer we have of ignorance, truthfully, right? Because if we are all just consciousness, or the I am, or universe, whatever you believe in, then everything else, literally, even the idea of ego, is just a layer. It's another layer to keep you believing in this 3D experience. So we used to, in the early days, at least on my channel, we used to come up with ways to fight off the fearful thoughts, right? It's that battling of thoughts that keeps the thoughts a-coming, right? Why do you think that when people come for answers, I know I can't stop the thoughts, I can't stop the thoughts, I affirm against them, I flip them, well, they don't stop, do they? They don't stop because you're afraid of the thoughts. And that fear is what keeps them here. It's what keeps them coming. Just like the idea of think of anything. If I said the word, I think I literally used this example in my channel membership tonight. Think of the color pink. Think of the color pink. And in your mind, something pink related popped in your mind. And I'm sure momentarily after, other pink items popped into your mind. Or maybe it's just a color square of pink. Like the color squares on the old Candyland board game of mine. If you got the double colors, the double pink colors, you got some go-to moves. Something pink came, and then another thought of pink came, and then another thought of pink came. All these little things you can think of that are pink. It's because when you snatch a thought and decide to focus on it, it follows up with more thoughts and takes us on a journey of thought, right? Thoughts are just opportunities to other realities. Because think about it. Thoughts pop into your mind all on their own. We don't control the thoughts that pop up. The only thoughts we literally control are like when we are affirming. When we're affirming. But other than that, the thoughts come in on their own. So if that's the case, let's talk logically for a minute. If that was the case, right? We don't control the thoughts that pop in. Then how would it make sense that just a thought popping up has actual power over us? It doesn't. It's a little vehicle to the other reality, to another reality, one of the infinite possible realities. That's it. So when thoughts come in, and especially if they're fearful and shitty, don't fight it. Let it roll on by. Let it roll on by. Or if it feels better for you to say, no, not my reality. If a thought makes you feel bad, it's not your thought. It doesn't belong to you in your current reality. It's why it feels bad. Do you see what I mean? We don't have to be afraid of our thoughts. It's okay to have the occasional funk. That doesn't have to mean that what fearful thoughts come in your mind are going to manifest. So if any of you are fearing that I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to manifest, I'm afraid what I want is never going to show up, I'm afraid I'm not strong enough to manifest, I'm afraid I'm never going to be able to focus enough on what I want to manifest, none of that is true. That's just fear. And thoughts are only ever based in one of two things: love or fear, period. Thoughts don't have power over you. They have no power until you give them the power. So, Hawkeyes, put the focus on being the version of you who doesn't have funks. She doesn't get down. She doesn't get stupid, fearful thoughts. You're the version of self that is always in a damn good mood, is always having a good time. You find it easy to shift out of particular states. That's who you are now. And you have the authority to do that. You have the authority to say, I don't get in funks. I feel good all the time. It's okay to desire that. It's okay to choose to be that version of yourself. You're the version of self that finds it easy to shift, period. Period. We're that powerful. You know, every word you speak, every thought you think has the power, has the God power, has the power of the I am, the power of the universe, or the power to impress your subconscious mind, whatever you believe in. It's the power of God, though. God as in the absolute, as in consciousness. You were given that as your birthright. So choose. Choose and know the body will catch up with your decision. Because it has to. Because you have dominion over it as well. Because it's just a manifestation too. The body's just a manifestation. See what I'm saying, girl? Summer, member for 9 months. Thank you very much. Thank you for the chat this morning, lovely. I've been able to work myself into the state of SP, woke up today and has seen the light, has his shit together and is reaching out to me, ready to take care of me. I have the best version of him. Yes, Summer. Yes. I'm very happy to read that. You know, that reminded me of something else that also came up. You know, you might want to join the hot seat group, my friends, because we have a lot of good conversations in there. I'm just saying. Tuesday's exclusive lives group is success stories, tips, and tricks only group. It's a good group too, but if you get the hot seat group, you have access to that group. You get access to both. But you see, that reminded me of something that came up in the group today that I think would help to discuss quickly for other SP manifestors. When you are manifesting a specific person that you have contact with, so you have had an intermingling with this specific person, and they're currently not showing up exactly the way you would prefer, and the full-blown relationship that you're manifesting hasn't manifested yet, but we have interminglings. If we have had an experience, an unfavorable experience with our specific person, and we have a belief that they are a certain type of way, that they seem to keep showing up the same way that we don't prefer. A really good question came up today. And I'm wondering if this is something other people think, which is why I'm bringing it up, that Well, if I'm deciding to be new self, the version of self that only has amazing relationships, shouldn't that be enough to umbrella over my SP? So I don't have to keep affirming things for SP or focusing on changing stories, blah, blah, blah. And I know in theory, logically, you would think that would be enough. And I suppose if you created the belief that it was enough, then I'm sure, yes, it could work. But until that belief is created, whatever you specifically believe about your specific person matters. Because you could be telling yourself that you are new self. You're the version of self that only has amazing relationships. You're the version of yourself that doesn't have any limited beliefs around love, around relationships. So you're the version of self that expects people to show up and treat you based off your limitless mindset. You could be doing all of that and stepping into that version of self. But if at the same time you're doing that, you still think that SP, well, we're just going to make shit up, that SP is selfish and he cancels dates at the last minute and he's done it to you more than once. So now we brace for impact that he's going to show up that way. You can hold separate beliefs for anyone. Do you see what I mean? So you can change self. This is where when people ask me, is focusing just on self-concept enough? Not if you have specific beliefs, like putting SP in their own special little category, then no. And here's the thing. Here's to know when you're on the cusp of that being a thing, meaning that it's the self-concept has changed. The version of self has changed enough to where the beliefs about SP are not manifesting anymore. You'll know that you're at that place, essentially, when you stop reacting and responding and getting triggered by how they're showing up. Because if you are new self, if you're making the decision to be new self, the self that's limitless, you have no limited beliefs around love and relationships and your specific person. If you're deciding to sincerely be that version of yourself, you ain't going to be triggered. You're not going to be upset, and you're certainly not going to be frustrated if they're showing up like old self. The indicator that the belief you have of your specific person is alive and well with who you're being is by how you are interpreting how they're showing up. Your 3D is showing you who you've been dominantly being. So that's not to discredit any of your decision making to be new self. It's not to discredit that. But the answer of who you're being is always prevalent by how you're responding to the 3D. If you're letting things in the 3D kick you out of a state, well, then who are you being? You're being a version of self that still has a shit belief. And 99% of the time, it is a shit belief directly about the specific person. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. Do you see what I'm saying? So that little nugget is for people manifesting somebody you already are intermingling with. It does matter. What you think about SP matters. And bracing for impact, that's a thing. That's a thing that's more common than I think it's talked about. And if you don't know what bracing for impact means, it means kind of like pretend you're driving in a car and you see a big, what's a big truck? Like a Big Mac truck directly in your path. You brace for the impact, for the car crash. So, example, if SP has ever canceled a date on you, and God forbid they've done it more than once, every time you have plans with them, if you start to get that nervous anxiety feeling, expecting them to cancel, that's bracing for impact. And bracing for impact is indicating who you're being. And I'm not saying that to make you feel worse, I'm saying, hey, there's something to make sure we are deciding differently for. Not overstressing if we feel anxiety in the body. The body will catch up. But what are we thinking? If we're expecting them to let us down, and granted, don't get me wrong, when someone has let you down more than once, yes, your feelings are valid. It makes sense why you're bracing for impact. So don't blame and shame yourself, but just it is what it is. If they've let you down more than once, a story begins. Whether we want to believe that story is there or not, the story begins. That's why, when people say that your beliefs come from childhood, well, yes and no. Yes, we pick up the majority of our beliefs in childhood, but you could have a belief of fearing abandonment from childhood. Then you manifest a love relationship where your fear of abandonment from childhood materializes and that specific person abandons you. Okay, now we're changing the belief. We no longer fear abandonment, but that specific person is someone you're deciding to manifest, and they've already done it to you. If there's a thought that comes in that they're going to do it to you again, the fear of it happening again indicates a new belief, and it's a belief tied to just that specific person. So you see what I'm saying? It's just all making sense. You know what I'm saying? Okay? And don't look at that as, or try not to, as, oh my God, more work. No, it's not more work. It's actually you being more diligent and paying more attention to what you're really thinking so you can snap, crackle, pop that belief. Like, that's not me. I'm the version of self that lets old stories go. I'm the version of self that doesn't have any damn limiting beliefs about my specific person. That's not who I am anymore. I'm the version of self that finds it easy to let go of the past. If it's unfavorable, if it hurt me, I can let it go. That's who I am now. And yes, you can be that general and still change the belief. But it does have to change. It does have to go. So, again, to know if you're having a belief because you think you've addressed all your limiting beliefs around love and relationships, but yet you're experiencing not what you want in the 3D. If you're triggered by it, upset by it, emotionally reacting to it, that's not a bad thing. That doesn't mean you're a failure. That's not what I mean. I'm saying, there you go. There's the indicator the belief is still alive. A belief tied to the person. Okay? Just saying. So. Ooh, hold on. Celeb Wen, member for 6 months. Thank you very much. Hi, Kim. So with new SP, I'm being very specific in most things, but not really in the looks department, besides basic stuff. How will I know it's him when we meet? Love you. Okay, well, love you too. All right, so you're manifesting a new SP. You're being very specific in most of the things, but not really in the looks department, besides basic stuff. Okay. How will you know it's him when we first meet? Well, I wish you had told me some of the things some of the things. How will you know? You'll know in conversation. You'll know if you are at all physically attracted to them, because usually that's the beginning. Usually there's, usually, I'm not saying everybody, but usually there's a little attraction in the looks department that even makes us decide whether it's worth the time clicking on their Tinder. I'm just saying, at least that's how I operated when I was on it. Like, I maybe that's me being shallow. That's me being honest. If I got a message, because I never message boys first, just so you know, I don't. Okay, that's who I am. I don't have to do that. They come from me. And when I was doing that, if, no offense, I'm sure they were very lovely people, but if they were not someone that I could see myself kissing, I'd be like, no, but thank you very much, but no. Next. Maybe that's shallow. I don't know, but I don't care. I want to kiss who I want to kiss. There. And then from there, if you jive, if you click, If you click, if they're ticking the boxes of your specific list, that's how you're going to know. But don't look at that like, oh my God, what a lot of work that is. No, it's not. That's called fun. That's called shopping. That's shopping for love. That's fun. You know, way back when I initially thought, I'm never getting on a dating site. I'm never doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't want any part of that meat market. But when I took the flippant inspired action to do it, I'm like, oh my God, this is fun. This is like shopping. You know what I mean? I found it fun. Just saying. I didn't look at it as a negative. I looked at it like, oh my God, this is so much easier, because when I was young, in my 20s, there wasn't anything like that. You had to go fucking meet people in real life. You had to go out and do things, or hope a friend of a friend had a connection, or date work people, or go to the bars, the clubs. And that got annoying. I hated that. Shopping on the internet for people was fun. Ooh, look at this one. Okay, yes. Okay, yes. It's fun. I don't know. And why don't you decide it happens quickly? I knew. I had this overwhelming, knowing feeling that I was going to meet someone fast, and I did. It was like within a week or two. So anyways, okay. I hate dating apps, but I met my SP on one 2 years ago, and I almost blew them off. See? They're not that bad. You just got to change the way you're looking at them. For anybody that's manifesting new love, I'm saying. And by the way, that I'm not in any way trying to give the message that that's the only way to manifest someone is going on a dating app. No, that is not true. You can meet someone anywhere. Anything can unfold to you finding your person if you are someone manifesting just new love that you don't know the person. So, because that's a limiting belief. To think that you only can do it on a dating app is a limiting belief. You can meet someone anywhere. So tell yourself this happens fast. You manifest fast. You manifest love fast. It's the easiest thing for you to manifest is love. But that's how you're going to know when you click, when they're ticking your boxes. You know what I mean? Why don't you get specific in the looks department if you feel like that's something that's important to you, to make it easier in the search? Go ahead and be specific. It's your manifestation. There's nothing wrong with, I was specific. I have a body type. I put my body type down. I got specific. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Just kicking me. Boop. Okay. Helen, thank you very much. Oh my God, Helen. My God, woman, you are so friggin' good to me. Hold on, I'm trying to give it love. Okay, there we go. Okay, Kim. Oh my God, such wonderful things are happening. I manifested a change in my bosses at work. And oh my God, my SP just came back from a trip and I was having inner convos with him and he repeated things to me. P.S. Loved the video yesterday. Well, first of all, I'm so glad. Look at you getting movement. You friggin' master manifester. Look at you. Love it. I'm glad you liked yesterday's video. That was just a mini. I'm planning on making a longer one. That was just mini. But, oh, God, Helen, that's awesome. And the bosses, huh? Things are changing with bosses. Good. Beautiful bestie, I just love you. If y'all didn't know, Helen spoils the shit out of me. I'm just saying, okay? Spoils the shit out of me. I love you, Helen. Ruby B, thank you very much. Kim, I now have 2 guys chasing after me and they are attractive as fuck. But for some reason, I feel like hubby is not attractive anymore. I'm confused. Well, listen, let's talk about this. Do you know, Ruby, I pay attention. Okay, I might not remember word for everybody's manifestations, but I do remember a lot. And Ruby, you have been going back and forth on this husband thing. Are you really sure you want your husband? I mean, your reason for wanting to manifest is never a problem. It does not matter why you want to manifest, what you want to manifest. I don't care if you want to manifest your husband or not. But there's a part of me that thinks somewhere within you, you don't really want to manifest your husband back. Because listen, we've been going back and forth with this shit. It could just be basic bitch wavering, but you're not even sure he's attractive anymore? Are you sure you really want him? I think you're having fun with all these BBL SPs coming in, which you should be having fun. But I'm curious. See, this is, I talked about this in, I think, if not the last live stream, the one before that. You know, sometimes when we start changing self, this is not for everybody. So SP manifestors, don't start panicking. This doesn't imply it's you. But there are some cases that when people start leveling up self, they suddenly take a look at their SPs and they're like, I don't even know why I wanted you. I'm not even attracted to you anymore. I don't want you. Even though I can manifest the best version of you, I just don't want you. I want this SP, or I want someone new. And sometimes that happens. That's not a bad thing. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay. Oh my God, I go back and forth with people too. Okay, so what is it? What is it that, you know, you go back and forth over? Look at that, Kimberly. Thank you so much. Hit that like button, y'all. And it's by another Kimberly, so go ahead and listen to her. But seriously, Prats, what makes you go back and forth? Ruby, why do you go back and forth? Brittany did because she realized I'm gay. That's all. Now, Brittany, you know some people are going to be like, oh my God, am I? Is that why I go back and forth? But seriously, what's the reason you go back and forth? I'm curious to that answer. Is it because you're leveling up and realizing maybe they were never at your real level and you thought you wanted them because you thought you couldn't get any better? Sometimes that happens. And that's okay. That's okay. These BBLs have some qualities, but not everything. So I'm like, this one or that one? Ah, got it. Can we get a toot toot? Yeah. Beep beep. I think I want him because I know him as my husband and we were supposed to be together forever. Interesting. Now, Ruby, I personally, sincerely do not give a shit who you manifest for a specific person. I do not care. As long as you're happy, I'm happy. But if you only wanted to manifest specific person or husband because he was the one you were supposed to spend the rest of your life with, and because, well, it's just easier. I already know him. It's easier. Honey, you might not actually really want him. And again, I mean this. The reasons why you want a manifestation do not get in the way of you getting a manifestation. First of all, I want to make that clear. I know some people don't like that answer. The people that are hung up on morality and think that, you know, you can't manifest ego desires. You can manifest whatever you want. Sorry. But still, there just might be a chance you're just sincerely not just that into him anymore. Maybe you're leveling up. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. Level up and enjoy it. You know what I mean? But if you change your mind and you still want to manifest your husband, then manifest your husband. You know what I'm saying? But I do think it's interesting. Those are the reasons why tells me, maybe you're just not that into him. Interesting. I love my SP, but if Bon Jovi comes around the corner, all bets are off. Just saying. Oh my God. I had no idea that you had a thing for Bon Jovi. John Bon Jovi. Love it. The best part is we always have a choice. If you make a choice and aren't happy with it, you can make a different choice. Taking out the urgency to make a decision helps a ton. Do it your way. Totally agree. Totally agree. Ruby, you're going to have to keep us updated. Keep us updated about your journey. I think we all want to know, who does Ruby end up finally choosing? Pratt, thank you very much. Kim, how do we deal with 3D muggles who don't believe in manifesting? Ugh, I hear you. I get questions like, what are you doing to find guys? Ugh. I don't want to do anything that is uninspired. Are they reflecting my fears? Yes. And that's all it is. So, Pratt, do you ever get a fear? Does a thought ever come in like, oh my God, I'm giving everything to manifestation. What if I'm wrong? Maybe I'm supposed to be doing more things to meet people. Maybe I should do this dating app or this dating app. Maybe just manifesting isn't going to work. Maybe I'm not doing enough. Do thoughts like that come in? That gets me every time. Okay. See? It's fear. It's just fear. You could literally sit on your couch eating fucking Halloween popcorn balls and manifest from that. You would receive inspired action to take to meet someone, but your inspired action would not be something you're questioning or shitting yourself over. It would be so flippant, so unimportantly flippant. So don't worry that, oh my God, I'm not doing enough. If you're choosing to be new self, and if new self is a version of you in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with whoever, I mean, if you have an SP in mind, I'm saying, if you're making that decision, that's it. The orchestration's done. The unfolding is literally happening. Now, how to deal with people in the 3D. So, Pratt, I have to say, you remind me of someone that would have no problem saying to someone, stop fucking asking me questions about SPs or my love life. You give me that energy. So I'm surprised you haven't put a bitch in their place, but that's okay. I know not everybody's like me. But why not decide that you're the version of self that nobody asks you personal fucking questions? Nobody ever talks to you about things you're manifesting. And if you're manifesting love, that means stupid muggles can't come in asking you questions about it if nobody asks you questions about the things you're manifesting. Decide to be that version of self. Yes, Hawkeyes. No SP new. Muggles keep telling me that I need to do something or else I'll never find anyone. And that's because they are married to their 3D world. They believe in the 3D. So they are limited to 3D actions. Right? That's it. So they believe in their 3D more. They think that's real. The poor things. My son said to me the other day, it's like I'm in a cult with the things I say and how I think because of manifestation. I can see how this could be like borderline culty. With the way we change our thinking and shit. Yeah, I can see that. But we only think of it as culty because of 3D conditions from muggles. That's the only reason why. Right? We're not hurting anybody. If anything, we're freaking pulling ourselves away from people and their limited thinking. But we're not off, locked off in a building somewhere gathering together. Right? We're still living in the 3D. Wait, Pratt, don't listen to them. I have people telling me my SP is too broke to be with me. I'm like, watch what happens when he builds me my dream home. Good answer, Summer. Good response. Oh my God, if someone came up to me and made a comment like that, the guy you like is too broke to be with you. Are you fucking kidding me? Better step back. How dare you talk to me like that? What are you thinking? Dumbass. Ugh. Yeah, Bad Kitty will take care of making the Kool-Aid. We could start a commune. Exactly. Hi, Jan. How are you? Yeah, Pratt's, honey, they're just reflecting fear. Which, you know, I've read it. I've read it in videos. Neville did warn us about that. That, you know, when it comes to what you're specifically manifesting, try to keep it to yourself, which sounds culty, but I'm super hyper focused on that now. Because more than likely, especially if it's someone who doesn't share the same beliefs, they're going to reflect an inner fear of yours, which sucks. I know. Hence why I don't normally talk about what I'm manifesting until it's here. Because I don't want to hear it. And I certainly don't want advice. Right? Culty, new word. Yes. I said there's nothing wrong with thinking positive and believing I can change my life and have whatever I want. I agree, Kimberly. I agree. And to be honest, that's typically the response I get. Or give, I'm saying. It's typically the same. It must be a Kimberly thing. What the heck? It's not letting me. There we go. Okay. Master Moneyfester, thank you very much. My granny is in the emergency room and the docs want, what? And the docs want to turn off the machines. I'm afraid I manifested it out of anxiety. I need her to be healthy again. Okay. You didn't manifest it out of anxiety. Don't say that to yourself. Even, oh man, I don't know where it is. And Neville himself spoke about, you know, we should never, ever be blaming and shaming ourselves for people passing away or people getting hurt and things like that within our reality. Oh man, I don't remember if it was from a lecture, it was from a book, I don't remember. Why do I feel like it was a separate home? Oh, I'll lose everything if I leave. Neville spoke about it. I'm sure you could Google it to narrow down, which I think it was out of a book. It was out of a book that he was giving examples from questions from lectures. And so he responded with, no, we should not be blaming and shaming ourselves for things like that. It was in regards to someone wanting to manifest but was afraid of the means. They were afraid that bad things would happen to someone in order for them to get their manifestation type of thing. Kind of like when people are manifesting money. They're like, I don't want someone to die for me to get money. That kind of thinking. And Neville gave such a damn good answer that, you know, everyone willingly plays their part in this 3D reality. So, you know, take that how you want, but we should not be taking responsibility. You should most definitely not be concerning yourself that you manifested this with your granny. Instead, let's put the focus on her being healthy. Her being healthy. Let's put the focus there. Kimberly, thanks for being you. You're such a lovable person. Thank you so much. Like a sister. Oh, like a sister I never had. Thanks for the daily motivations and rants. They always remind me to stay on my lane and thrive. I love that. Thank you very much, Patrick. That was very nice. Thank you. There you go, Jess Katie. He also said anxiety has no creative power. So this is why I try to remind everybody, your physical body's in the 3D too. You are manifesting your physical meat suit every single day. I know it doesn't seem like we are, but we are. This is a manifestation because we are consciousness. The rest of this is manifestation. So choose to be the version of yourself that your granny is healthy and thriving and loving life. Put the focus there. Don't blame yourself for anything like what I'm sure is going through your mind. No. We are human. And, you know, being a human includes having random thoughts. Random shitty thoughts, random fearful thoughts, random doubtful thoughts, random happy thoughts, random sexy thoughts. We have random thoughts. We don't control the thoughts. The only time we control thoughts is when we are actually affirming. Other than that, thoughts just come. Don't blame or shame yourself. Random sexy thoughts. She's healthy and thriving, Master Manifester. Happy, healthy, and thriving, loving and enjoying life. Rhonda C., member for 17 months. Thank you very much. Kim, for the first time, I have been having fears pop up initiating contact with my SP this week. I know it's happening, but this has caught me off guard as I have been living a couple of great weeks with so much other movement in BBLs. Now, Rhonda, when you say fearing initiating contact, as in fearing to actually make the contact, or fearing what happens from you making contact? Either way, fears have no powers. Fears have no powers. Fears are just thoughts to other realities that you're not choosing to be in. And, you know, listen, just because you are normally in a state where you don't get a lot of fearful thoughts, that doesn't indicate something's wrong, Rhonda. Don't panic. Thoughts just come up. Thoughts just pop up. Thank you, Lisa. I probably need to say that more in my videos. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. But I forget. Thank you. Yeah. If you liked the Rampage video, share that shit. Like that shit. So I can get out there and then I'll know. Because obviously I pay attention to, you know, how videos do. So I can figure out what everybody likes. But Rhonda, listen, fearful thoughts don't have power unless we give them power. Unless we marinate in shitfucker land with those thoughts. And then more thoughts come and even more thoughts come, right? Because we're putting our awareness on it. Let the thought go by. Is one thought wavering, but just having one shit thought? No, that does not mean you're wavering. No. Kimberly, I was just wondering, you ever have an OBE? Oh, what's an OBE? Patrick, I think you should know that I never know initials. And I know there's another word for when it's just initials. I can't think of it. Not nanogram. Is it anagrams? Nanograms? Is that it? I'm always wrong. For example, I will tell you that in one live stream, Someone was asking me a question legitimately about no contact, but they wrote NC for no contact, and I interpreted that as North Carolina. So that live stream is still up on my channel for what it's worth. I'm terrible with those, and I own it. I'm not changing it. So you really have to spell out everything to me, okay? Y'all remember that one? Okay. Out-of-body experience. Yes, once, and I will not lie to you. I was scared. I was scared. I panicked. And I got sucked back in pretty damn quick. And I have not revisited that since. And I know I shouldn't be afraid of that, but I was. And I was in awareness of what was happening, but even now I get that feeling. It scared me because I was still very, very in consciousness of being Kimberly, for what it's worth too. Meaning I wasn't so far into this that I was in, nameless, formless consciousness. I was still Kimberly consciousness, and it, However, I will tell you that I know, personally know people, number one, who are not really spiritual, don't necessarily buy into what I believe, but have had those experiences and traveled. And I know this person, I mean, it's a family member for what it's worth. They have had that experience more than once. And they were able, now here's the innocence of children. Let me just give this as an example. So this happened when we were young. It's one of my siblings. And they were able to clearly describe what was going on in the kitchen of my great aunt's home, because we were spending the night there. They were upstairs and they had their first out-of-body experience. And when I say gave full details, and just so you know, the room that they were describing, this kitchen had no second level. So this was a 2-story home, but this was an addition. This kitchen was an addition, so there was nothing above it. So I'm saying, it's not like they had their foot or their ear to the floor and heard conversations. No, they were able to give details of where people were located and what they were doing in the kitchen, in the room. And I was one of the people that they were describing and what I was doing, and they were 100%, totally 100%, word for word correct on what I was doing in the room. So, yeah, I mean, they're a real thing. And like I said, my experience, it was not something I enjoyed. I was terrified. Which, if that gives any indicator of what happens when, I finally graduate out of this Mitsu, I hope I don't have the same reaction. And it was almost, you would think it was an opposite feeling, but I had what I can only describe as a claustrophobic feeling, which you would think it would be the opposite, right? It was full panic. Full panic. And I believe it was the panic of not being able to get back in. And I say I believe because I really couldn't put a finger on what I was afraid of. But it was a panic. Anyway, but I have to be honest, most people, the few people I've heard discuss it, not many people have that scary experience, or don't have the panic experience like I did. Most people find it freeing and, obviously holy shit, but in a good way. So, I mean, unless you know of other people who had the same panic. I don't, and I'd be interested. I was, scared. D-Lutz 27. D-Lutz. Oh my God. It's been a while, D-Lutz. How are you? Kim. Hi. Well, I know you remember my story with SP, me going crazy with 3P girl. That man called me, begging me, crying in front of 3P, putting all the focus on me. It was everything. What did I tell you, D-Lutz? God, I love being right. What did I tell you? I told you that SP would be back. Yeah. Well done. Well done. Do we all remember? Do we all remember D-Lutz? And listen, that's also a testament that you do not have to be perfect to manifest, because we all know D-Lutz had her moments on our live stream. Okay? Let's just be honest, though. We all have our moments of spiraling on our journeys. Oh, poop. Come here. All right, hold on. Hold on. There you go. Okay? Hold on. I got to help poop. There you go. There you go. Hold on. Poops is wearing a t-shirt still because her incision needs to be covered, and the vet said to put clean t-shirts on her. And she hates wearing it. So when I'm not looking, her sassy ass tries to get the t-shirt off. And then she gets her feet stuck in it. So hold on while I fix her. If you all could have seen the side eye that she just gave me by readjusting and getting that shirt back on her, I'm pretty sure she told me to go F myself. And she just put her back to me. She's disgusted with me. All right. D-Lutz, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy. Look at that. That is exciting. What is it with the SP successes lately? They have been coming in amazing lately. Everywhere I turn, someone's sending me something saying, Kim, I'm back with SP, or SP came in, blah, blah, blah. Me and SP are engaged to be married. I'm loving it. Sometimes clothes lessen a dog's anxiety. Yeah, I've heard like thunder. No, is it thunder? Thunder things? Thunder sweater? Thunder blanket or something like that? Not this bitch, though. Not this bitch. She literally responded to you and you just don't even know it. She said, not this bitch. She don't like them. She likes to be naked and free. She just gave me side eye again. She didn't want me telling you that. Anyway. Monica N, thank you very much. Hi, Kim. I love you and all you do. Well, thank you. I love you, Monica. Can you please explain how you handle negative thoughts? Like step by step of how you return the decision? I hope my question makes sense. It does. Well, I don't fight my negative thoughts, if that helps. So let's say, for example, I'm sitting here. And let's say I have a negative thought about my specific person, like something shitty. Like, they're going to leave you forever, Kim. He doesn't love you. Do I like that thought? No. Does that thought make me happy? No. I'm not going to flip it. I'm not going to affirm against it. If it gave me a feeling in my body like, oh, I don't like that. Yuck. That scares me. That could be real. If I got that kind of a response in my body, I might say, not in this reality. That's an old self-thought. That's something old Kim would worry about. Not this Kim. I'm the version of self that's in the most loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with the person of my choice. So no, not this reality. There's a reality where he may do that, but I'm not in that reality. And that's about as far as I would go. Because I'm not going to keep my awareness on that thought. I'm going to say, like, and this example I just gave you, like that's if the thought gave me a feeling, right? Because listen, I get all sorts of thoughts. It's not like I never have bad thoughts or I never have doubtful thoughts. Of course I do. I'm still a human, right? But I've learned through trial and error that battling the thoughts keeps them coming at me, right? And that's what people describe as intrusive thoughts. They fucking just keep coming and they feel like it's a battle. It's because you're battling the thoughts. So I don't. That's at most of what I do. And that was me also at the same time. This is who I am. I'm new Kim. I'm new self. This is who I am now. This is the reality I'm in. That's it. And then I go on. And if by chance another thought comes, again, I'm going to listen to my body. If it doesn't make me feel any type of way, I don't even bother with it. Because I'm in the awareness of knowing that thoughts don't have power unless you give them power. And the only way to give them power is by saying yes to it. So I'll give you the example of, yeah, he could do that. That could happen. Oh my God, that could happen. And guess what's going to happen? More fucking shitty thoughts are going to be coming. Because I'm sitting in it. See what I mean? Not this reality. That's old self. That's not new self. Period. Because when you make a decision to be your new self, that is instant. It's an instant shift. It's an instant shift to that reality. It just might not feel like it was an instant shift. You know, see the big old truck behind me? Slowly up the driveway. The 3D might not always feel like it's the reality where you're having your manifestation, but it is if you decided that it is that reality. You're that powerful, but you're just breaking the habit of getting away from conditioning of thinking that it can't be that easy, right? Or that you can't just have whatever you want. That the real world is in this reality. We're all conditioned to believe these limits, but we're not limited. We're not limited at all. That's Poop agreeing with me. That's the ice maker. And she's barking at the ice maker. Poop. Poop. Shay and Nicole, member for 9 months. Thank you very much. Kim, I just want to tell you and B how much I love you too. You gals are the best Manny besties I could ever ask for. I just love you, girl. That was so nice. Remember when I thought Manny besties meant manicures? Hi. How are you?
Good.
You want to say hi? I'm live.
Hi.
Can you say it again so they can hear you?
Hi.
Oh. Oh, that's my face. All right. Well, I warned you I was going to have to go if he came home. We're going Halloween stuff tonight. So I'm going to go. Okay. I don't think I need to tell you that if you left me a super chat that I will answer in a video. Tell me you just kissed and loved on her, but yet you have not done a single thing to me yet.
You're busy.
Okay? I didn't get a kiss.
You're busy.
Boop did. All right. All right. So, I love you all. I'll see you all. It's putting poop on my back, just so you know. I'll see you all tomorrow. I'm going to go live again this weekend. Okay? We'll be open up the stuff. All right. I'm going because I got poop in my armpit. All right. I love you all.